Greetings and salutations, this is Playz here, back with more Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and I just want to give a heads up, I'm trying out some new editing things with this video, because I want to, make my videos a little more entertaining. I already try to do that by throwing in jokes and stuff, but, I want to do a little more with that, because, I basically have just been doing cut edits in my videos recently, because I stopped doing intros. I tried to keep the intros alive for some of the Playz Let's Plays, but just wasn't really working, really. Because some games, because what I was doing was using a certain kind of music for some games. It would always be a music track from the game, right? And yeah, I could easily grab one for games like Resident Evil. I could just grab the save room. For Sonic and Crash games, there's lots of options. But then there's games like the Silent Hill 2 remake where there wasn't really that interesting of music to pull from, because it's all more ambient sounds. It's more atmosphere, not anything too interesting, you know? But yeah. We're saving a minute in. Already. Only a minute in, we're already saving. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's whatever. Let's go out here. I'm sure there won't be any issues out here. Oh, shit. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Sir, I'm gonna need you to sit down and be humble. Like I told every zombie in every Let's Play here. I think I've even told it to some Ganados in RE4. I deleted that Let's Play, though. I'm not going to get into that. I definitely told it to some in RE8. I don't think I ever said it in RE7. I think that was... I think that's the one Resident Evil Let's Play I never said it in. So, no molded ever got humbled. It's just a running gag in my my RE Let's Plays. I like to keep the gag alive because it makes me laugh a little bit. I like it. I don't care if it makes other people laugh or not. I like it. So something I'm trying out here is I got the mic a little closer to my face. The reason I didn't do this, or I usually have it a little further away from my face, is because if I breathe into the mic it makes sounds, but I kind of just thought maybe if I put it right above my mouth where I'm not breathing into it, that might work. So we're gonna see how this sounds, and for the next few minutes that's going to, because I stopped doing the previous recording clip, there's a lot of background noise going on. Still going on, what the fuck? Anyway, I'm gonna try to keep it from doing that, because I did just have to cut clip and re-say what I was saying, and my videos aren't scripted, by the way. But sometimes I do have to retake what I say, because either I rambled on too long, or it didn't sound the mic quality wasn't good or something. I don't know. Sometimes I gotta do that occasionally. I don't do that too often because I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to my commentary. I just want it to sound decent. But there are some times where I gotta go back. I gotta put my foot down and be okay, this ain't right. This does not sound right. I'm a little bit more of a perfectionist when it comes to recording music vocals. But when it comes to commentary on my channel, I just want it to sound decent. You know, the main thing I want to do is make the video entertaining. I'm not trying to make a masterpiece. I'm trying to make the video fun. Trying to make it something people will actually enjoy watching. You know what I mean? That's why I let myself ramble sometimes off topic of the game, because that's more entertaining than me just going silent for minutes, which is the alternative. I also for some videos, while my videos aren't scripted, I will make a list of things to bring up sometimes if I don't if I'm having trouble commentating a video. Last video I should have done that, because I was didn't know what to say a lot last video, but this one I have a lot to say, so I didn't have to make a list. I do have some timestamps, stuff I should talk of when I should pay attention to the game to kind of help me, because one of the issues with me going off topic so much is that I tend to have the issue of I'll continue rambling over an important moment in the game, And then, like, I won't focus on the gameplay, even though that's what I need to do for a Let's Play. Like, it just happens. Bronze compass. We don't need that. We don't need this shit right now. Okay, let's see. Let's grab this. Yeah, we need that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What else do we need? Let's grab the Magnum. Why not? Let's grab the Magnum. Let's grab the Magnum. Don't even get me stopped. I'm not gonna do that again. I did that in part of my Crash 3 Let's Play. It's a voice I like to do. It's like a reference to... I used to watch Game Grumps. I don't really watch them anymore. They kind of fell off for me. They're not funny anymore to me. Plus, they hardly play games I actually like watching them play anymore. Because, like, the thing about Game Grumps is I used to be able to watch them no matter what game they were playing. But now it's like... It got to a point where, like, I was only really watching them when they played a game I cared about. Because they weren't as funny as they used to be. And now I just don't like watching them at all. So I don't think I've watched a Game Grumps video in like 2 years. Nope. Nope. Dog attack. Dog attack. Nope. Okay. We need to... I should have brought the shotgun. Shotgun would have made quick work. But we got the assault rifle instead. We got the assault rifle instead. Let's hope it works. Yeah, this is me. You're probably wondering how I got here. The funny thing is, I don't know why I'm so panicked. I'm so used to the way, like, the dogs are in the remakes. Because here, you can just spam dodge these motherfuckers a lot of time. There are sometimes you can't, but, like, sometimes I can just spam the dodge button and never get hit by them. It's actually real easy to do. But, this wasn't one of those times. This wasn't one of those times. It's real easy to do for the dogs and the hunters for some reason. Even though they're supposed to be the harder enemies. The Drain Deimos, the zombies... Well, I guess Nemesis should be the hardest enemy, so it makes sense for him. But the Drain Deimos and the zombies aren't as easy to dodge. Same with the giant spiders, but I don't think I ever get I don't think I actually ever get attacked by the giant spiders. And for me, for just spoiler alert for this playthrough, they only really show up in the clock tower here. Otherwise, we mainly get Drain Deimos. We get a bunch of Drain Deimos in this playthrough. Like, we get some in the Dead Factory at the end. We get some in the Clock Tower. We get some in downtown. We ran past some Drain Deimos earlier, I think. I don't remember. I can't be fucked to remember right now. But, anyway, let's continue. Ooh, we're at this part. I know this part. This is something I do like about the original a little more than the remake. In the remake, I have to pay like close attention to what's going on to know where I am. Every area in the original game here. I just gotta look at the screen, I know where I'm at. I might not know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm like, there are certain parts of the game I don't remember what I was doing, but I'll remember where I'm at. See, because fucking... What was the point of that? Oh. I guess you... Okay. I was about to say, what was the point of a crank if the crank is just gonna snap? But then I remembered, oh yeah, we're supposed to use the wrench on it. I'm not even gonna lie to you either. That was a coincidence. I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Because, like, there's no other items I need to grab. Like, there's no other key items I need to grab back there. Do I just use the wrench? Like, that was completely by accident. I did not know the wrench was the answer to that.
Hey, the zombies are getting restless.
I know. I can hear them. What's going on?
I gotta say this. I gotta fucking say this. I love how overdramatic the voice acting for Jill is in this game. Like, it's fantastic. And the thing is like, oh, gosh, shut up. Cutscene again? Are you kidding me?
They're coming. They must have sniffed us out. They know we're here.
Hey, calm down.
Any objections to my playing hero this time?
What are you doing? Carlos!
Like, I want to talk about what I was talking about for a second. I don't care if another cutscene comes up, because to be fair, I don't really care about this Carlos as much as the remake Carlos. Like, this Carlos is kind of... He's annoying at some points. I don't like his arrogance and stuff. Like, I definitely like the remakes Carlos a lot more. Like, you're gonna hear me give the original a lot more praise in this Let's Play, as I've already stated. You're gonna hear me give this version a lot more praise, especially, like, in comparison to the remake. But there's just some things that, like, the remake did do better. Like, Carlos was way better in the remake. Like, he's an actual full-blown character. He isn't just, like, an arrogant random dude that's helping you. No, he's a fucking character. I think that's my issue with Carlos here, aside from, like, the annoying arrogance, because, like, here's the thing, you can do arrogance right with a character. Arrogance can be an entertaining trait for a character. It's not entertaining with Carlos here. It's pretty damn annoying. But it can be done. It can be done. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not gonna lie here. I basically just kept pushing buttons until this worked. Because, like, you gotta remember, I think I might have admitted already, there's, like, one part later in the game I do use a guide for. Or two parts, really. One is because I missed an item and had to go back for it. The other part is a puzzle way late in the game in the Dead Factory. But I didn't use a guide here. I just kept pushing buttons until it worked. And that's what I was doing. I just kept pushing buttons until it worked. I did not know how to do this puzzle. Like, the last few minutes of gameplay has been all, like, luck-based. I did not know the wrench was going to be the answer to opening that door. I did not know how to do that puzzle. It's all been luck-based the last few minutes. I will fully admit that. Because how the fuck am I supposed to, like, I've never done that puzzle before. I just kept pushing buttons until I noticed a pattern with it, and then I started, like, solving it. I guess that's how, like, there's a lot of RE puzzles that you do that with, basically.
No.
It's crazy how common that is. I'm trying to remember, like, another example.
Relax.
I'm gonna
Not
talk
dead
over this
yet.
cutscene, because, like I said, I don't fucking
okay?
care about original Carlos. He's annoying. I don't like him.
I'm
I
fine.
don't. I like almost every other character in
hero
this game.
stuff
I
is
don't
harder
like
than it
Carlos
looks.
here. I think the remake did him justice, like, more than the original does. Like, that's what sucks about the RE3 remake. It had so much potential, and when it did do stuff right, it did it fucking right. Like, that could have been, like, I don't think it would have ever topped RE2 remake, but it could have been a really good fucking remake, is all I'm saying. To be fair, I hold RE2 Remake as my highest ranking RE game of all time. It's my favorite. Second favorite being Revelations 2. Third favorite being this game now. This is my third favorite RE game. The one RE game I endured tank controls for. Well, I can't say that, because technically Revelations
Ouch,
1
my ears are
has
ringing.
tank controls
both
too,
should
but
be
that's an
cuffed by
over-the-shoulder camera,
Okay,
so they're not.
gonna scrounge
It's
up
not
some
the same
equipment.
way, you know.
There might not
Plus,
be
when
any,
you really
destination.
think about it, when you play like first-person games, that's tank controls, because you have to turn. You have to turn with one stick and move with the other. So like, that's what I consider tank controls. I don't know if that's actually the definition of it. I consider it like moving with one stick, turning with the other, or not. Okay, like, not really. I consider it like, because that's not how you do it here. I don't know what I was talking about. No. I consider tank controls basically the turning mechanics are not connected to the moving mechanics. That's what I consider it. Because, like, here, you either use the analog stick, which is what I used for, like, the first 2 hours of this game before I got more ease into it, and then moved to the D-pad. But you either use the analog stick or D-pad left and right to turn, and then you go up and down on them to move. Right? That's kind of similar, like, Revelations works that way. First-person games work that way. But in a different way. Instead of half of the directions being mapped to turning and half being mapped to moving, you got one stick mapped to turning, one stick mapped to moving. It's like the same fucking thing. When you really think about it, first-person shooters have tank controls. The only difference between them and the classic RE tank controls, right, is that in classic RE, you have to stop to turn, or you have to like it's a little bit like in classic RE you have to stop to shoot for one. But you also have to like stop to turn sometimes. I think like it's really hard to not stop and turn. There are sometimes you can keep going and turn while you're going, but it's gonna mess up like you get what I'm saying? And RE really didn't drop tank controls until RE5. Like, they went a long way with that. And then Revelations controls like the original RE4 from what I gather. Like, it looks like it does. I never played the original RE4. Like, I think I played like a little bit of it, but I plan to eventually get the original RE4 and do a Let's Play of that instead of the remake, because, I'm not going to go into it, but I have reasons for deleting the remake Let's Play off my channel. It has nothing to do with the game, trust me. Entirely personal reasons. Might have talked about it before, but like, to put it simply, I wanted to cut all ties I had left to a certain person I used to be friends with. That person helped me get the RE4 remake. So I deleted the Let's Play. That's basically it. I deleted the Let's Play. I'm like, I want to cut all remaining ties I have to this person. And the only tie I had left was that I own a game they helped me get. So, delete the Let's Play, and I just don't play the game anymore. That's why RE4 is like ranked so low on my RE tier list now, because it used to be like number 3 or 4, now it's like all the way down to 7. Because I don't like playing it anymore. That person turning out to be a shitty person and doing what they did basically ruined any enjoyment I could ever have of the RE4 remake. And that's just how it is. Like, it's not the game's fault. I'll fully acknowledge that. I just can't help it. I'm just like, I can't help but like remember that person when thinking about the RE4 remake. So I just don't want anything to do with the RE4 remake ever again. I want to have all ties cut so I can move on. It's basically what it is, because it was really the final step in me moving on. Because yeah, I still think about it sometimes, and yeah, I'm talking about it right now, but I'm not like focused on it anymore. Like, it's just a thing that comes up here and there in my mind, and I'm like, okay, that did happen. It's not like a thing that bugs me anymore. Like, the last step I had to take was literally getting rid of the RE4 Let's Play, and after that I felt like a huge weight was lifted off my chest. I didn't have to think about that person anymore unless I intentionally did so. Like now, like I'm intentionally thinking about them now, but it's because even though I can't stand this person, the events that happened around that don't bug me anymore. Because I realized a lot since then. Like, a lot of things of that bugged me, I either got over or I realized something about that, like, made me feel better. Because these events, I originally blamed myself. I think I've said it so many, I've had to have said it so many times. And there are videos, like, where I go more into detail. I'm just trying to, like, leave it behind. That's why I'm not doing that here. But basically, originally I blamed myself for the situation, and for the first 3 or so weeks after, like, it went down, I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought I did something. And no matter how long I tried to figure out what I did wrong, tried to correct it, tried to never do it again, I could not find what I did wrong. And it's not a case of, like, I just couldn't see it. Because, like, you gotta keep in mind, I don't like myself that much. I like myself sometimes, but I don't like myself other times. And during that time, I really didn't like myself. So, like, that would have been a situation where I would have been highly critical of myself. To the point where it should have been easy to find something I did, but I really could not.
Do you have some kind
I
of
could not
death
fucking
wish?
find a thing I did wrong. At least not to that person. Like, I make mistakes, obviously, and I thought back to every little mistake I made, but none of them were to that person
But can't you see
in
those
recent times, at
monsters
least
are
like
also
in the
the
few months
victims
leading
of
up to
our
that. Any mistake I had made had nothing to do with that person. So, like, in the end, I just realized, not only that, but this person did things that made me realize they're just a shitty person. which also helped me feel better
There's no
because I'm
reason
like, if
for any
this
of us
is a
to take
shitty person,
responsibility for this mess.
then
I know that.
why
And
should
right
I
now,
feel
that's the
bad
only reason
about
why I'm trying to
something
cooperate with you.
I don't even know and probably didn't even do to them? Like, it's... That's the thing, because, like, when you're in that mindset, when you're in the mindset of, like, oh, it's all my fault, like, this happened, and, like,
I feel
I hate myself over this, like,
Don't. You
you're
fought
gonna be
hard
more
enough to
critical of
lose to
yourself
prove
than
it.
ever, and when you can't find what you did wrong in that
my
mindset,
men aren't.
you didn't do
Don't
anything
think
fucking
about
wrong.
that now.
That's the way I see it, and that's something I realized, because, like, that whole experience basically ended a people-pleasing phase for me, because I was going through, like, a time where I was scared to, like, make anyone upset, and I tried way too hard to, like, please other people and all that, and it's like, knowing that, like, one of the people that I did so much to try to, like, stay on good terms with, I did so much for them, I tried to basically act like a people pleaser to them. Basically, yeah, knowing that, like, the main person, one of the main people I acted that way with, acted like a really good person with, to the point that I was basically a pushover, was, like, willing to fucking do that to me. And people, other people we knew. It's just like, fuck them, but also it was like a wake-up call. It was like, some people just don't deserve that level of kindness. It also made me start, like, actively looking at red flags in people, because there are, like, some people where there's obvious red flags, and I've always been good at, like, noticing red flags off the bat with people, except for that period of time. That period of time I'd gotten to the point where I ignored my instincts just to, like, be nice to people. And that was another thing I learned about all that, is that being a good person is not the same thing as being nice. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they are. But the right thing isn't always to be nice. It's not always to be nice. And that's something I learned the fucking hard way. Because if I would have just, like, stood my ground and, like, if I would have stood my ground, realized that, like, I wasn't the issue, and stepped back and just said, fuck that person, I'm not bothering being around that person for anything. Like, if I would have just, like, been in that mindset, I would have been the only person hurt. And yeah, it's not my fault other people in that situation got hurt. Like, I had no way of knowing. But if I would have just fucking realized it wasn't my fault off the bat, and didn't try to be in an environment that person was in, I would have just been like, fuck this person, let's move on. And I would have been the only victim in that whole situation. So, like, yeah, it's not my fault that happened, but I could have prevented it from getting worse, and that part I do blame on myself, and I fucking hate that, but what are you gonna do? Hell, like, the only reason it took me so long to, like, finally get over that, and you notice how calmly I'm talking about that, like, talking about this now. Like, this is what I mean by I'm fucking over this shit, because, like, I'm able to just discuss it calmly and not really care. Like, I am rambling, but that's just something I do. It's a habit I have. But really, I just don't fucking care. To the point where I don't even want to bring up details anymore. Like, it's just exhausting to talk about this. But the reason I went into detail is because I said something earlier that related to it, and I was like, fuck, now I gotta give some kind of context, you know what I mean? Or it's just not gonna make sense in the video, because I know there's gonna be, like, people who haven't watched the videos where I go in more details. If I knew what videos I did that in, I would even, like, just say go watch those videos. But, no. This is basically the final thing I have to say on it, for the most part, like, unless it gets brought up again somehow, but I'm basically fucking over it. Like, you aside from, like, me talking about it calmly, right, you could also just hear my voice at certain points, and I just realized it as I was talking. You realize it in my voice at certain points. I'm just exhausted about that whole situation. Like, I just want to forget it. And the only reason I brought it up was because I said something related to it. But yeah. Anyway. Not much happening right now. Like, the enemies are... There's no enemies around. Like... I know I rambled, and there was something that happened earlier. There was a cutscene I just talked over, but oh fucking well. Ooh, Drain Deimos. Okay, I was wrong. We did not come across the Drain Deimos yet. I don't think. Unless this is our second visit here. Hi, Drain Deimos. Bye, Drain Deimos. I see one on the wall. Do I just go? I guess I just go, because, like, it's not trying to come to me. There's just one hanging out on the... Oh, nope, there's one here, too. Hi. Hi. Okay, watching the footage back, that might have just been, like, an asset that was just moving in the background, but it's the same color as the... If it is just an asset in the background that's just moving, it's the same color. The same exact shade of brown as parts of the Drain Deimos, so you can't blame me. Especially since all you could see of it is like that small little tiny bit, like... Plus, I'm pretty sure the Drain Deimos can't climb on walls. I don't remember for sure if they can. I know the spiders can. But I think the Drain Deimos can climb on walls, so... It's not too out there to think that's a Drain Deimos, even if it's not. I'm not sure if it is, because I don't think I ever go down that side of that room again for the rest of the playthrough, so no way of telling if that's actually a Drain Deimos. Ooh, we had a lot of zombies out here. I'm gonna need y'all to line up, because everybody's got to get their sit down and be humbled moment. Alright? Anyway, it's like for the other side. It's locked for the other side. What's the point of that, by the way? Because there's another entrance right here. What was the point of that being locked from the other side? Is there something important over there? Or... I don't think I ever figured that out either. I think, like... I just go the rest of the game not knowing what was on the other side of that. But anyway... Let's enter. Enter. I keep having to stop commentary because there's like so many fucking planes flying right now. I don't know why they're flying by so much right now. It's so annoying. Because my mic picks it up like crazy when they do. And usually this ain't happening left and right. Like, I don't know why. I've had to stop commentary. Like, oh my fucking god, there it goes again. Like, they're usually not this bad. Like, you usually get, like, 1 or 2 every few hours. Like, no. I've had this 7 times now. There were 2 back-to-back just then. Like, what the fuck's going... What? It is It's a fucking Monday. Not only is it a Monday, it's 11 a.m. on a Monday. People got work, school, and if you got neither of those, you probably have plans. Who is getting on a plane this often at 11 a.m. on a Monday? What the fuck is going on? I swear to you, as long as I've lived here, which I've lived here like 4 years now, the current place I'm living, for as long as I've lived here, I have never heard this many planes fly by. It's 11:16 a.m. on a Monday as I'm doing this commentary. And that is the 8th plane. I didn't stop commentary for that one because I was in the middle of ranting. That is the 8th plane I've heard since I started recording the commentary. And that's not even counting ones that went on when I was, like, editing. Because, like, I did stop commentary at times to edit and all that stuff, and I have paused commentary, so there are moments where it could have happened between that. 8 fucking planes at between the time of like 10:45 and 11:17 a.m. on a Monday. On September 1st. On September 1st. It ain't even in the summer or anything. September 1st. I will date this video. I don't care. September 1st. 11:18 a.m. on a Monday. And that is play number 9. The fuck is going on out there? I'm sorry I know this is off topic. I'm sorry to go on this tangent, but this is fucking... If you hear it, what the fuck is going on out there? We live a few cities over from the airport, so like we get planes like flying over us all the time, but like I said, it's like 1 or 2 every few hours. It's not like this. The fuck is happening at 11 a.m. on a Monday on September 1st? There is nothing important about this day. To my memory. What the fuck are people doing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got zombies. We gotta make a... Oh, this is a choice moment. This is probably the first... Here's the thing. This is like one of the few choices that don't involve Mr. X. Don't involve Nemesis. I think there's only 2 choices that don't, and this is one of them. Because most of them are basically, do you want to fight Nemesis now? Or you want to fight Nemesis later? Or do you not want to fight him at all? Like, sometimes you want to fight him now or fight him later. Sometimes do you want to fight him? Or not fight him at all? Like, that's usually, like, what it is. Except for, like, there's a choice you make near the end of the game when you enter the Dead Factory that I think no matter what, you don't see Nemesis again until his next boss. But aside from that, it usually boils down to, do you want to fight Nemesis, or do you want the choice of either being away from Nemesis for a little bit, or him just not being there at all? Like in the RPD, like the choice is basically deal with Nemesis now, or deal with them later. But then there's like other choices where you can get away from Nemesis for a longer stretch of time where he's not even in the area for a while, like for the remainder of the area. It just depends. It just depends. Yeah. But yeah, let's continue. That is play number 10, by the way. I gave up on stopping commentary. I do not care if this video picks it up. I've had to stop commentary too many fucking times. I see all the little indents on like the audio layer of the video down there. Like, I've had to stop. I stopped the video 7 times for Playz. I give up. I fucking give up. What is going on at 11 a.m. on September 1st on a Monday? That's 10 fucking plates in the last half hour. Little more than half hour, because I did have to stop commentary a few times and do some edits and stuff. But it's happened so many times I started keeping count. That's the sad part. It happened so many times I started keeping count. That's not a plane. I don't know what that one is. That's not a plane. There's a noise in the background. That's not a plane. I don't know what that is. Might just be strong wind or something. That one's not a plane. I can tell. Okay, now that we're at the save room. Real quick before I say this, I need to check if there's anything left in the video that's important. Okay, we're going to end off the video here, so... Bye!